Good morning, students. In this video session, I am going to teach about the topic algorithmic problem solving. Okay. So, in this algorithmic problem solving, we are going to see how to solve the algorithm, how to solve the problem by writing the algorithm. So, the first step is, what is algorithm first? Algorithms are not given the exact solution. Okay. It's give the step-by-step procedure to find the solution. So algorithms are not the solutions. Algorithms are given the step-by-step procedure to find the solution. So before writing the algorithm, we have to follow the steps. Okay, for finding the solution, we have to follow. These are the steps. That is called as algorithmic problem solving. Okay, the first step is understanding the problem. What is understanding the problem? For example, for finding the factorial, you are going to write the algorithm. So what you have to do? How many input is required? Then what's the logic? Factorial means it multiplication, right? 5 factorial means 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So here we want to use looping. Then you want to get the input. Like that, we have to understand the problem first. We have to read the problem clearly and understand the problem, what exactly it was. And we have to create a lot of questions. Okay, so that after that we have to find the solution for the question. That's the first step, understanding the problem. The second one is decide on computational means. What is decide on computational means? We can write the algorithm in various ways, various complexity. There are two types of ways we can able to write. Okay, one is sequential way, sequential algorithm, parallel algorithm. Sequential algorithm means step by step. Parallel algorithm means at a time we are executing one or more algorithms. Okay, so first of all we have to decide the computational means, which type of systems, in which type of systems we are going to use the program. We want to check the capability of the computers, what we are going to use. Depend upon that, we have to write the algorithm. You are using small desktop computers, then parallel processing computers are there, supercomputers are there. There are various capabilities of computers are there. Depend upon that, we have to write the algorithm. So first, decide on the computational means. We have to check the capability of the computer. Depend upon that, we can able to write the algorithm either in the sequential or in the parallel algorithm. Then exact with approximate problem solving. What is exact with approximate solving? For example, if we are going to write the algorithm for sum of two numbers. So for example, your first number is 1, second number is 4. You know the exact output is 5. Apart from that, if it is 5.1 means also it is wrong. Okay, these type of things are exact algorithms. You are finding the solution exactly what it will come. So approximation algorithm for complex problem or linear solution. A simple example for finding the square root. Okay, while you are finding the square root, you will get the pointed numbers. If you are getting more than 3 pointed or 5 pointed numbers means approximately we are taking the upper value or lower value, right? Like that, for complexity problems, sometimes we are going to approach the approximate solving. All of you understand what is the exact solving, what is approximate solving. Exact means you are getting the solution. You are trying to get the solution for exact solution. That's the final thing. It won't change. Approximation means lower, less will be there. Few ups and downs will be there. That is the approximate problem solving. Then algorithm design text using data structures. What is data structures? In the second year, third year and all, you will study it is a separate topic. Data structure is nothing but used to organize the data. Using the data structure only, we are organizing or arrange the data. Okay, there are various data types are there, stack, queue, list, like that. Okay, these are the data structures used to arrange. Algorithm plus data structure, it gives the combination of program. Okay, so using the data structures, we can arrange the data. What are the things required for your algorithms? Okay, then the next step is design an algorithm. How you design the algorithm? Design the algorithm. What are the representations of algorithm? There are three representations of algorithms are there, right? What are the representation? Pseudocode, flowchart, then programs. That is step-by-step instruction. Pseudocode, flowchart, and program. These are the ways we can able to design different algorithms. Okay, that is only design an algorithm. Then the next step is prove the correctness. It is the important thing. What is prove the correctness? For example, you are writing the algorithm for finding the factorial of number. For example, you are taking the input 5. So 5 factorial means 5 into 3, 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. You will get the answer 120. Okay. Suppose you wrote the program for the factorial. Okay. In various representation. Program also we can write, right? So you are writing the program for factorial and you executed and you got the output. Now you have to know whether the answer you receive from the program is correct or not. Whatever your answer you get is correct or not. How you will find? You have to manually solve it and we can check. For example, 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. You are getting 120. So both the answers are correct means we can say it is correct, right? This is the mathematical induction. Manually we are solving and we are checking whether the algorithm is given the correct answer. Suppose if our algorithm is not given the correct answer, again we have to modify the logic. For that only we are going for the step prove the correctness. What's the next step? Analyze the problem. What's the analyze the problem? You can write the algorithm in many ways, right? But when you are analyzing which one is the best, with the help of two quality metrics. One is efficiency, second one is simplicity and generality. Efficiency means your algorithm want to take less time to execute and it want to take less memory. And simplicity means it want to be easy to use, easy to understand. Generality means if you are giving any inputs, any finite number of inputs, it want to give the same output. Same output means correct output. For different inputs, it's giving different answers. A wrong answer means your algorithm was wrong. So generality also important. So like that, by using these steps, we can able to analyze the algorithm. Okay, the problem. The last one is code the algorithm. What is code the algorithm? Why you are writing this pseudocode, algorithm, flowchart? For understanding the logic. But even though you are understand the logic, we can't able to execute your algorithm or flowchart or anything. Only programs are used to execute in your program. Programs means step-by-step instruction. So you have to select any one programming language like C, C++, Java, Python. In that any one programming language you have to select it. You have to execute the logic there with the help of syntax and all these things. We have to execute the logic and we have to write the program, write the logic and you have to execute the logic so that we can check whether it is working properly or not. These are the steps comes under the algorithmic problem solving. Okay, I hope you understand this topic. Thank you, students.